Hi everyone. Today we will be discussing on the topic hire purchase system. Now, in order to give you the basic concept of the hire purchase system, I would prefer to start with a situation. Okay, and say for example, if we want to purchase a machine, okay, there will be situations like say situation 1 wherein you're ready for a cash purchase. Okay, situation 1, you're ready for a cash purchase. So wherein the buyer and definitely there is a seller. So the buyer purchases the machine from the seller. Okay, he purchases the machine from the seller and the buyer pays cash immediately on purchase. So that is one scenario. Okay. The second situation would be a credit purchase. Now, what do you mean by a credit purchase? Where the buyer makes a purchase on credit, which means, say this is the buyer and we have the seller here. He purchases a machine, but makes the payment, say for example, after 2 months. Okay, as per their agreement, after 2 months. So that means this 2 months is a credit period. So this is what is known as the credit purchase. Okay, then we have a situation wherein, so this, let's say this is case 1 and say this is case 2. Here we have the installment method. Here what happens is that the purchaser, or say the buyer, this is the buyer and this is the seller. The buyer purchases the machine and then pays the seller through installments. Then there is another situation which is known as the hire purchase. So you have the buyer and the seller. He purchases the machine and makes the payment in installments. Now, this seems to be very similar, right? The installment method and the hire purchase. But technically, they are both different methods. So, we'll look into the difference later on. But we'll stick on to this hire purchase right now. So, this hire purchase is actually a system where the purchaser pays the entire amount. Okay, he pays the entire amount to the seller in a staggered way. So what I meant is, by either it could be monthly or it could be quarterly or yearly, but definitely with some interest. Okay, so under this system the goods are sold in this manner. Okay, so what actually happens is that in a hire purchase, the possession of the goods is delivered to the hire purchaser. So this is the hire purchaser. So we call the buyer or the purchaser as the hire purchaser, and we call the seller as the hire vendor. Okay, so this is how it is done. So under this system, hire purchase system, the possession of the machine or say the good is delivered to the hire purchaser immediately on signing the agreement. So there is this hire purchase agreement. Once the purchaser signs it, immediately he attains the possession of the goods. And therefore the hire purchaser also has the right to use it throughout the period of time. Okay, so that is one of the features in a hire purchase system. And another thing you have to keep in mind is that, so from this what you can understand is the hire purchaser, okay, if he is buying say a car from the hire vendor, okay, he will attain the possession of the goods immediately after signing the agreement. But there is something that has to be kept in mind. The ownership, okay, or the title of the property does not pass on to the purchaser till he makes the last installment payment. So he will only attain ownership only if he makes the last installment payment. Is that clear? So once the hire purchaser signs the hire purchase agreement, he will immediately attain the possession of the goods, and therefore he will have the right to use it all throughout the period. But he will only attain the ownership or the title of the goods only after the payment of the last installment. Okay, so this is what a hire purchase system is. There are also other features wherein the during since this hire purchaser possesses this good, he cannot sell or destroy or damage the property which was bought under the system. So if the hire purchaser here cannot sell this car or damage the car, under this hire purchase system. Okay, and suppose the hire purchaser wants to terminate the contract. Okay, if the hire purchaser decides to terminate the contract before the last installment is made, he can do so. All right, another important point that needs to be looked into is that suppose the payment, since it is made in installments, say in this case the number of installments are 5. So I told you that the installments can be paid monthly or quarterly or yearly, but I would prefer to choose yearly for now to make things much more easier to understand. So let's say the first installment is paid in the first year, second installment the second year, and the rest the same manner. Now suppose this hire purchaser defaults the fourth installment. I mean, he pays the first, he pays the second, he pays the third, but then he starts defaulting from here. So if he starts to default any of the installments, the hire vendor will be entitled to repossess. He can repossess the car. He can take back the car because the ownership in the good remains with the seller until the payment of the last installment. So the hire vendor can take back the car because the ownership rests with him, until the last payment is done. So in this case, since there was a default in the payment, he can take it back. Then now, since he has taken it back, okay, he does not have, or he is not bound, okay, to return the amount already received from the hire purchaser, because the hire purchaser was using it all the 3 years. So that amount that he had paid will be considered as hire charges. So whatever amount that was paid, the hire vendor is not bound to refund it back to the hire purchaser. So whatever that amount was, that was earlier paid by the hire purchaser to the hire vendor becomes the higher charge. It will be considered as that. Okay. And another point that has to be kept in mind, suppose, say for example, there seems to be a damage in the goods. Okay. Even after the hire purchaser had taken good care, okay, for these goods, the loss that happens or the damage, okay, will be borne by the hire vendor. So the whatever the loss or the damage in the good that happens even after the hire purchaser was looking, taking good care of it, it will be borne by the hire vendor. So these are the basic what do you call features of this hire purchase system. Okay. Now now as I told you earlier, I'll tell you the difference between an installment method and a hire purchase system method. So this is how it goes, the difference. So now that we know what a hire purchase is, it becomes even much more easier to explain. The hire purchase, the ownership happens to be with the seller till the last payment is made or the last installment payment is made. Whereas in the case of an installment sale method, the ownership passes immediately on at the time of sale itself. And the second point is that just if in case there happens to be a default in making the payment, the seller can repossess the good. The hire vendor can repossess the good. But in the case of installment sale method, the seller does not have that right. The only right that he has is that he can, sue the buyer for the non-payment of the price. Then we have the third point as the right of sale or otherwise. Here the hire purchaser, as I mentioned before, that the hire purchaser does not have the right to sell or transfer the good. Whereas in the case of installment sale method, the purchaser has the right to sell or transfer the goods. The fourth point is that in case there happens to be any damages or loss to the goods, the loss will be borne by the hire vendor. Whereas in the case of installment method system, any loss that occurs to the good will be borne by the buyer himself. So this is what is to be understood in hire purchase system. This question as to the difference between installment sale method and hire purchase method is usually asked. So please make sure that you understand the concept. It's a very simple chapter. So just make sure that you learn the concept really well. Thank you.